logging in.
No, they actually popped up simultaneously.
Looks live, yeah, we're live. All right, everybody, welcome to Dark Mushroom Media episode 37?
Jesus Christ, Palmer, 42.
42, I knew that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, we did hit the 40 mark
Jesus Christ.
a month ago, I guess now.
I'm a hammered one.
That's part of the problem, probably. Welcome to episode 42. As always, as usual, I have Jose and Tim with me. But Jose's been absent for a while, so it's not necessarily that as usual. It's been more Tim. Tim and I have just been, the lovely duo entertaining you during all these weeks of loneliness without Jose.
My absence is quite usual.
Is it?
I think so.
I mean, you do tend to disappear for like weeks at a time.
Look, man, he's a super spy.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Let him live his super spy life.
So what have you been doing, man? Where have you been? What are you doing? How's life?
Good. Lot of out of town work. And like my best bro and his family are in town, so like it was by chance that Tim reminded me that we were doing a cast tonight.
I completely forgot, actually. I didn't realize it was Wednesday.
Good. But yeah, just general life busyness.
All right. Well, way to sound really boring.
You realize who you're talking to, right?
I mean, I guess I should have.
This is known, Palmer. This is known.
The hell is the Manila Major?
The Manila Major, dude. It's a major about Manila folders.
That's exactly what
Oh shit, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude. Are we even? Did we? Anyways, whatever.
I haven't checked if we're on.
We have a whole bunch of we are definitely on.
Okay,
we have a whole bunch of shit to talk to you about. We're gonna cover a whole bunch of different things. E3 hype train is starting to roll. We've got a whole variety of really boring shit that Tim wants to talk about.
I mean, we can just talk about E3 like everyone else. That's cool.
I'm just joking. Yeah, so Tim, started off. Actually, why don't we start off by talking about...
If you're hyping it up, we should probably start off with the E3 news hype stuff. No?
No, let's end with that.
Okay. Recent releases, game updates.
I got
Kickstarters. I can go anywhere.
Oh, let's talk about Vermintide first. We talk about that pretty frequently, but you guys checked out the new maps finally. What are your thoughts?
I liked them.
They were awesome.
The one I didn't like, Jose really liked, which bothered me. Like I when we went into it, I'm like, look, there's one really good map, and then there's one okay map, and
you
there's
set
one
the bar
map.
so low that it blew me away. It was.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it is kind of a shitty map, but Jose likes it, so maybe the other perspective.
Map that's so awful and so awesome at the same time.
The dungeon one, isn't it?
Yep, the dungeon one that has an awesome mechanic that's new to the game.
What?
Which is
Straight out of
like well, to this game. So like it's like pitch black magic darkness, and you need a stupid torch to get around anywhere, and it halfway through the maze it's like a little
it's
maze.
The Lord of the Light level, basically.
Dude, fucking Vermintide is more Dark Souls 2 than Dark Souls 2 was.
Yeah,
was that a big?
Only people who followed that game's development understand that. It was supposed to be like you were always going to be everything super dark type of thing.
Some game did that and it was awful, but yeah, that just doesn't sound good at all.
Sounds amazing, actually.
What the fuck game did that?
I think I'd be in on that map, actually, Jose.
Yeah, and the entire level is you essentially just going deeper and deeper into this dungeon.
We have to go.
So it's just awesome. Great design.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't know what game.
And the climax of the map is a fucking giant gladiator arena where they throw everything at you, and it's awesome. I don't know why Tim's complaining.
It's
or why he complained the entire time.
Well, I think honestly the map I really like just blew that one away. And instead of it taking place in a castle dungeon, it's on these like flat hills with the castle in the background, where basically the idea is only forwards your way through the level, closing portals that the rats just keep pouring through. That's it. It's simple, but it's fucking really fun. And the foreground's really
the most boring of the new map.
That's how we're gonna play it, Jose. That's how we're gonna play it.
I mean, it was.
Damn.
And then
dude,
what was the What was the
Shots
middle
fucking
one then?
fired.
There was the dungeon one. I guess the trap one?
No, that was part of the dungeon.
Was it? Okay.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
there's this new trap mechanic where basically you step on something and spike traps come out of the floor and hurt you because dungeon map. So that's a thing.
Sounds reasonable.
But yeah, all in all, pack is totally pretty awesome. And I don't think Jose's gotten any of the new weapons. I've only played it a few times, and I haven't gotten the new crossbow or double-handed elf weapon. Apparently, the only way to acquire said weapons is to play on those maps, so I guess I'm just expected to grind them out for however long until I can get a pair. It's kind of
we
annoying.
did try playing the horde mode.
There's nothing new on the horde
Sure.
mode.
No, but I'm saying like one person joined us after like an hour of playing.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a lot of people playing the game currently.
Well, to be fair, that was at like 1 in the morning, I think. So
You mean playing the game
was
period
like
or like
12.
just that one mode?
And that one,
honestly, the game period, like the player base before the update dropped off significantly to the point where I like at peak it was like 500-600. Actually, it might have been around 1,000, but it was like nowhere near the well over 1,000 it used to garner. But after the update, the player base has definitely popped back up and hasn't declined significantly since. So
Man,
it desperately needed that.
that is the type of game that really needs new content, like constantly injected into it to be successful.
They still haven't brought out the quest system that was supposed to be out by now. So there's another update coming relatively soon.
Yeah, that was the thing that they were supposed to roll out before another new round of maps.
Right.
If I remember correctly.
So they've got more shit in the pipeline. Just hopefully it'll get out a little bit quicker than it has been as of late.
Whatever, dude. Sharpshooter or bust.
Sharpshooter or bust. Fair enough, sir. As far as other game updates go, something we covered last year, which was hilarious and just cringy and made me want to cry at points, was the Payday 2 fiasco where they added microtransactions into the game, into a game that already had, hundreds of dollars of DLC. They're taking it out. They're keeping in the actual system, like most people would be familiar with it, with like a Counter-Strike perspective where you open keys with cases. Now they're just keeping the cases and removing the keys. So you can still get them in game as you play. They just drop and you open them. You don't need a key or anything. I might go back to Payday and check it out, but honestly, with games like Vermintide and Siege and other kind of co-op stuff, Payday's is a little outdated.
Yeah, my interest is pretty much on that.
I'll just for fuck's sake, I'll do it at some point. I'll install it and give it a go, just because I put a lot of time into it. But yeah, they fucked that up pretty bad. Fuck them.
Yeah, dude. Like, I just don't. Never mind. You know what? Let's not even get started.
Yeah, we should.
I always play devil's advocate, but I don't feel like wasting, my breath on.
It's good that they got
so
rid of
many
them,
people.
though. I think that's something. That'll bring back some of the player base. That game in particular, the player base in the past year since they introduced that shit, dropped way the fuck off. Despite them, at one point they gave the game away for free for like 2 weeks, and like even then the player base didn't jot back up to where it used to be. So they were just desperate. And with Payday 3 coming out and that new survival game they're doing coming out in a month or so, they're desperate to win back some love from their fans. So it was almost expected, but hey, at least they did it. So,
how's the reception been?
Mixed. There are people like me and Corbin that are just like, no, fuck them. And then there are people like, oh, this is wonderful. The Messiah has returned. We can go back to playing Payday. Yay. So pretty mixed. Pretty mixed.
I imagine that the player base is still going to increase, though.
Yeah.
What's that game's player base at like?
At one point, it was the top 10 in Steam, like constantly.
Even after the fucking...
No, I'm talking
okay.
before that. Currently, there are 6,800 players, 13,024 hours.
And only like 1,000 on fucking Vermintide. What a fucking game.
Well, Vermintide hasn't given the game away for free forever and hasn't been at a price point of like $5. So
It's true.
That's a thing. But yeah, the player base has never gone back up to what it was last year. Around
Can
when
you
the
really expect it to? Honestly,
it's just. I wish developers would pay attention to shit like that. It's not that hard. The information's there. Ugh.
I guess.
On to some good game updates. Insurgency popped out a new map for the base game. They're still pumping out content for the World War II mod that they've been working on for a while. What the fuck, Day of Infamy. But that's still pretty early on, so I haven't fucked around with it yet. I want it to get a little bit more polished, because I'm always playing these fucking alphas and betas and bullshit.
Day of Infamy?
Yeah, that's what they're calling it.
Day of Oh, no.
It's a mod called Day of Infamy. Okay. I don't think we were here when we talked about it last time, Palmer. But they're actually redoing not Infamy, fucking Insurgency in Unreal 4, and that's due out next year. So I don't know if you...
I mean, honestly, like, I didn't really have too much of a problem with Insurgency's graphics. It'll be awesome to play it.
Oh, yeah.
More.
And is it more about graphics or to fix all those weird janky...
A little from column A, a little from column B. Probably more the graphics, just because it's Source Engine. But Palmer's right; it really doesn't look that bad when you max it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the Source Engine.
Yeah, it holds up, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still supporting that shit. Maybe someday in the near future we can hop on Day of Infamy and check that out. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What else got updated? Lots of updates. Halo 5 came out with its last update the last planned update they outlined like 6 months ago before the announcement of Firefight, which would lead most to believe Firefight is around the corner, which means I might actually play Halo 5 again, because I haven't touched it since the Firefight beta.
I hopped on it 2 days ago.
But as far as updates go, this one looks pretty cool. It's going to be really good for Firefight, because there's all these different warthogs that do all these weird little things. But this update is titled Hog Wild. It's just a lot of different warthogs, set of armor, some items, new Rex to attain, which means skins, armors, visors, all sorts of shit. But yeah, I think all this stuff building into Firefight actually has me kind of excited with these updates, just to see the type of shit I'll be able to call in, you know, when there's fucking 50 people on the field and you're getting swarmed and you're losing bases and yada yada yada. So good stuff on that front, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you hop on? Like, did you do ranked or social or what? Because there's been a lot of shit added since you last hopped on that game.
I played a few rounds of just like standard Slayer, not ranked. Just because I'm transitioning back to that game. Mouse and keyboard is not the easiest thing.
Oh yeah, we talk about it almost every time we mention Halo. It's just you got to put some time into it before you can really get back in the groove.
Please, Halo 5.
It looks like we said last time, they're bringing the map editors, so hopefully.
I just want, if you goofballs, I'll pick up the map editor. But test maps, I guess.
Yeah, that shit'll get old quick though. I demand Firefight on PC, Palmer. Give
Team Slayer on PC.
I'd settle for Big Team Battle. Big Team Battle. Good stuff. What else? Oh, Orcs Must Die. The free-to-play game me and Jose have been fucking around with. We mentioned it a couple months ago, actually, at this point. When we mentioned it, we brought up the fact that the crafting system for heroes and traps and all sorts of shit was kind of dumb. There were too many materials. It was kind of overly complicated. It was just kind of bad. And with the latest update, they completely revamped it, and they retroactively gave people rewards that they were supposed to get, and they fixed it, basically. The game's actually pretty playable now. Like, you don't need to drop dozens of hours before you can unlock a character or anything like that. The traps are a lot easier to craft. All in all,
there was no incentive to spend any materials, because you could be like, okay, I could pick this up on a chest, next month, or like, I don't want to waste it on an upgrade because I need a new character.
Right.
So it was a pleasant surprise, like when I hopped on the game and I had like all the materials back that I essentially wasted on bullshit upgrades or just dumb traps.
Yeah. Like, I've had enough to craft like 2 of the most expensive characters right when I popped on, which was very nice in comparison to having like a fifth of the way to crafting one before. So they really revamped that system well, and it's actually pretty decent now. And the game still has a player base, so
yeah.
It still needs a lot of work with its matchmaking, in particular, like the more MOBA mode that they do. But I think they'll get there, because they seem to be doing shit right.
We still hop on some games where only like one other person loads in, and it's kind of
fucky,
like a waste of time. Yeah, good on them. And it's a free-to-play game.
It is free to play, Jose. Fuck, okay. We're actually blazing through these. Last game update worth mentioning. Guardians of Orion. Some are calling the greatest game ever made, Palmer. Introduced their first-person mode, basically, so now you can switch between isometric or top-down, if you will. Third person and first person. Which I don't even think that's been done in a game before, where all 3 of those things were possible. I'd name one. Like, there's been games where they just dropped from like RTS to first person or RTS to third person, but I cannot recall a game where you've had that many different player perspectives.
Pretty positive.
Name one.
Doesn't isometric, by definition, mean 2D with fake 3D? Isn't this a full 3D game?
Isometric is just top-down perspective.
That's what I assumed. That's what I'm running with. But yeah, the game has added a fuckload of stuff, a fuckload of customization, a fuckload of stuff for founders, and they're chugging right along. Like, they're putting out updates on a monthly basis that are not like completely revamping the game, but are having a huge impact on it. And the game's at the $1 price point now, so you want to get in on it, it's $1. How the fuck can you go wrong? How the fuck can you go wrong? It's just interesting to see a game from really Who Gives a Fuck Origins to do so much shit in such a short span of time with such a little development team. It really just puts every other goddamn developer to shame. So, LOL at the gaming industry, Palmer. That's what I say.
They're like a Volition. They're the ones that made Saints Row, right?
No.
No? Who made Saints Row? Like, why was Volition pop into my head? Anyway, I guess like
they made Saints Row. Faction.
The publishers are the Deep Silver. That's what I'm thinking of.
Right.
No, I just get that vibe, from like the very first Saints Row, where it's like, this is like a zany kind of like not.
Wait, they made that PS2 Punisher game?
Apparently.
What?
Yeah, did you ever play that, dude? Like, that game was fucking violent.
I recently bought that on, like, I spent like $30 on a PC copy off eBay so I could run the
violent, dude.
Yeah, you can turn off the black and white filter on PC and get the original. Yeah. I probably can't stream that, actually. No, I probably can't stream it. Yeah, but it's because they initially did free animations.
Do anything to you for violence, man?
I don't know, man. All these visual novels, Palmer. But yeah, basically they did the animations and stuff before they did that black and white bullshit, and then when they brought it to the publisher, they're like, well, you can't fucking do this. You're retarded. So they put the black and white filter on all the like real gory animations and shit. But there's a patch for PC that takes all that shit off. Of course, I had to install like 3 other patches to get it working in HD mode, so it was a fucking hassle to get working. But yeah, it is a thing. It is fun. Such fun.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, perfect. I can just watch like a fucking video montage
of all the
fucking kills uncensored on YouTube. Where, oh god, this is like Manhunt all over again.
A couple more things, but last thing I want to touch on for recent stuff would be Shadowin. Came out in the midst of Doom and Total War Warhammer, and what else came that week? Homefront and all sorts of stuff, so I didn't really touch it. But yeah, I finally got around to fucking with it, and the game is pretty nice. I have not yet to have any glitches or anything. Everything seems really well polished. The game's pretty fun, and overall it was pretty well received on Steam. So yeah, good on the Frozen Byte, which is a developer that has fallen into GameStop's evil grasp, as we mentioned previously. So,
oh god, it's so evil.
I'm sure they'll fucking introduce microtransactions or something awful, and I'll hate them for it. But as it stands right now, Shadowin's a really fucking cool game at a pretty decent price point, so it's worth mentioning.
Because those trailers don't do it any justice, if that's the case.
I don't know what you didn't see in the trailer. I haven't watched trailers since the store page went up, so they changed.
Oh god, the piranhas! I forgot about the piranhas.
The dipping in the wax machine thing was my favorite. That was fucked.
I might actually just like bring up this YouTube video, like at a screen on the bottom right corner.
Pretty sure there's some copyright something in there. Couple more things. GOG stuff has been happening. Last week they announced GOG Connect, which basically lets people connect their Steam accounts and for certain periods basically dump their Steam games that are eligible onto GOG. Fantastic is the only thing I have to say about this. I kind of annoyed that it's a limited time thing and they're doing it in like waves and stuff, but you gotta kind of respect that, because if they just had it to where you could just dump your Steam library on GOG at any given time, that would be a bit much and that would cost them a lot of money. So it's real good on them to give people DRM free downloads, and in some instances, goodies like soundtracks or little extras that you get on GOG that you don't normally get on Steam.
Yeah,
so.
if you could fucking connect to it.
Palmer, your profile is private. You're an idiot. That's all there is to it.
What?
Your profile's private. I explained this to you like 3 times. You have to have a public Steam profile to connect to fucking GOG. Just like you have to do it with Twitch or other stuff you connect your Steam profile with. You're a dumb individual. It was on the announcement page, sir. But yes, for anyone that doesn't know, you have to have your profile set to private to connect your GOG account.
Public.
Well, now I know my account is public.
It's not that hard. I think by default, all accounts are public. Memory serves. And then right off, when that finished, they kicked off their summer sale, which is running until Steam summer sale starts on the 23rd. So, and they're doing it instead of doing like the bullshit flash deals where they have like 100 copies of a certain game pop up for like 10 seconds, and if you missed it, fuck you. They're doing it like Steam does it now, where they just have shit on sale throughout the entire sale. Although I think they're adding new stuff every day, so they've got that going for them. But yeah, that'll run for a couple weeks.
Anything worthwhile that you can get only on their platform?
Some of the older D&D games from like the 90s. Some of them you can get on Steam. A couple Star Wars games too. Like I think we talked about the fuck was that Star Wars game that just came out on GOG? Shadows of some shit. Shadows of the Empire? Shadows of the Empire.
Oh,
you can't get that on Steam, but that's on GOG. So there's a handful of games you probably want on GOG. But because of the Steam Connect thing, I'm looking at shit on GOG like, well, I already have that on Steam, and I kind of want the digital extras, but now there's a chance it'll just be given to me for free through the GOG Connect bullshit stuff. So
it's still giving me an error due to high traffic. That's what it keeps returning for the error.
I don't know. You probably just have to start the process over or something because you tried to start it when your profile was private. What do you want from me, Palmer? I'm not tech support, man.
You should be tech support.
I should. All right, I'll look into that in the near future, Palmer.
All right,
I will be tech support.
Do that right now.
Right now I gotta talk about Fable because it's a thing again.
Who fucking cares, dude? It won't hit its goal.
Even if it's getting made, even if it doesn't. So I don't really give a shit. Just because you're a Hearthstone fag boy, don't bring me down. Just because this game is launching with more fucking modes than Hearthstone, don't bring me down, Palmer.
Look,
don't anthrax me, Palmer.
Hearthstone best, man.
Yeah, 5-year-olds maybe. And ironically, this game looks like it's made tailored for 5-year-olds, but that's why I love Fable because it's so goofy and whimsical. You know what Fable is? It's like fucking Mel Brooks movies in a certain time period, like Princess Bride and fucking Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's what Fable is, man. So I'm happy to see that universe brought back to life, even if it is through a fucking collectible card game.
Quite the comparison.
Yeah, man. I think it makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just a collectible card game. It's gonna have like rotating modes. It's gonna have a set co-op mode, PvP modes, tournaments, shit like that. Pretty much shit you would expect from a collectible card game, except it's actually doing co-op modes with like bosses and what do they call it on Magic? 2-headed giant mode. Where it's 2 versus 2.
Oh, Emperor? No, that's 3.
But they're doing multiple players as well. And they're looking into doing all sorts of other shit. The Kickstarter they've got going, it is set at kind of a fucking high price point. They might not make it. They might. It's shot up a lot in the past day, and it's still got a few weeks to go, so we'll see. But regardless, it's getting made because apparently this thing was being worked on for about 1.5 years before the closure of Lionhead. A lot of the old Lionhead devs got together and said, hey, Microsoft, we basically made this game. Can we have the rights to it? And they signed off, and here we are. Fable Kickstarter.
Good guy at Microsoft?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to make them money. So.
I mean.
Fable.
That saved
a
handful of people's jobs, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of the people on it are people that have been working on Fable for like 12 years since the beginning, so it did save some people's jobs. It's a good perspective, Jose. Way to put a bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Actually, I'm pretty sure when they said that studio was getting closed, that nobody was losing their jobs.
Yeah, there were like a fucking half a dozen developers were like, hey, we'll fucking hire some people.
No, I'm pretty sure like Microsoft kept them on. They just transferred over to other places. Maybe
did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when they closed that, they made an announcement saying that nobody was losing their jobs.
Well, the people behind this are, what is it called? Flaming Fell Studio is the studio that was found to develop it. but it's being published by Microsoft, obviously. But yeah, we'll report back on that next cast or the cast after, likely. But either way, it's getting made, and either way, I'm looking forward to it because it's nice to see a card game that has co-op mode, be it co-op PvP, like say me and Palmer could fucking fight some other dudes, or co-op where you fight boss mode. And the bosses in this game do look boss mode bosses, so that's pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. If it does meet the Kickstarter, people will start getting it rolled out to them as early as August. If it doesn't, I imagine they'll be not a lot, at least a few months away from that. Especially like the Xbox builds and stuff, because they want to launch this on Xbox One and iOS and Android and all that shit too. So, but hopefully it'll meet its goal.
Hopefully.
And we can move on to your E3 nonsense, Neopoma.
Gwent!
Another card game.
Gonna be better than anything else that we talked about.
I'm sure. DRM free Gwent, can't wait.
That got leaked. That they're actually actually in development for the Gwent card game. A lot of people were all like, "Well, what the fuck are they gonna do?" Because they need to flush out the ideas for it, and they're not necessarily wrong. But I'm sure they're not gonna release a multiplayer Gwent game. They aren't trying to work on all the details for it. So yeah, super excited. I keep preaching about the fact that they needed to release one. Time will determine whether or not it is truly the Hearthstone killer, but I feel like
I don't think anything could kill Hearthstone at this point.
Oh, well, no, I mean like for me.
I don't think anything will kill Hearthstone for you at this point, Palmer.
Yeah, because Gwent doesn't exist in all its glory. That's
I'm somewhat interested in it, but I just hope that they don't put the people they put in charge of the Witcher digital board game they did.
That was awful.
That was I actually wanted to play that, and I remember I got GOG beta.
We got all.
I was like, oh man, let's fucking do this, and it was just so bad.
It was just it was fucking trash.
So hopefully they won't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything that can take money away from Blizzard, I'm happy with. So go Gwent. Woo.
Whatever, dude. Overwatch. The new money-making machine for Blizzard.
Overwatch.
They don't even need Hearthstone anymore. Have you noticed that game has been consistently in the top 3 for Twitch since it came out?
What's a Blizzard game? I mean, shit, Heroes of the Storm.
Hearthstone hasn't been that high, like ever.
Hearthstone's always in the top 3. What are you talking about?
It's always in the top 5, not in the top 3. Definitely not in the top 3. It's usually League of Legends,
Depends if there's a tournament going on,
and Counter-Strike that are in the top 3.
I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike beats out Hearthstone on average.
That's what I just said. Usually,
I thought you said the other way around.
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Yeah. Anyways, fucking Gwent. Exciting stuff.
Any sort of release timetable for it?
No, I mean this was a leaked image.
Jesus Christ!
It's confirmed.
You're getting hyped for a leaked image?
No, it was a leaked image, and then they trademarked the IP.
I'm not disputing the fact that they're doing it. I'm disputing the fact that you got hyped for a fucking image, Palmer.
You're right, because
it's not even a particularly good image. It's just a fucking.
It's probably gonna get announced during E3, man. Like,
and then they'll do an announcement trailer for the announcement trailer, and we can get all hype about that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the gaming industry.
I love it. Anyways, what else do we have on here?
Injustice.
Oh, Injustice. Yeah. So that trailer looks boss. Did either of you guys watch it?
I saw it a few days ago. Well, I'm gonna wait for some fucking gameplay. How about that?
I mean, did you play the last one?
Yeah, I think we played it a bit.
Oh yeah, I guess we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. But I got it on Steam after all the bullshit came out, which probably means I'll do the exact same thing with this one.
Well, if it's being released by WB,
yeah, that's true. Then fucking
not expect it to be a good PC port or coming to PC at all. So
I'll wait for the Xbox One Game of the Year edition, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, the trailer looks fucking dope. This whole like crazy mech suit thing is happening. Apparently, that's what Injustice 2 needed, was crazy mech suits for all the DC superheroes.
Titanfall, bro. Gotta call it in.
That's apparently gonna be a thing, but it looks awesome. And Batman glows green, which kind of bothers me a little. I feel like he should glow yellow. Green.
Shouldn't it be like a blue or a black because he's fucking Batman?
No, because he's got the yellow symbols. So like, if he's gonna have lights on there, he should glow yellow, or they should glow yellow. But he glows green, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Unless he's
I think
got
at one point
kryptonite.
I think at one point in the 90s he had like red lights outlining
Unless
the suit.
he's got fucking kryptonite in there, which is totally
yeah,
possible.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, man, that's
So-
how you fucking dick stomp the soups.
Yeah, because he is fighting the Supes in this trailer, so that could be what it is. In which case, it does totally make sense and disregard everything. But they could also be maybe running with the whole couple issues of the comics that they released where what's his name, Sinestro, comes and tries to give Batman the yellow
rings.
rings, yeah,
With all that
exactly.
ring bullshit when all of a
Yeah,
sudden there were
'cause
like 12
Batman-
different colors of rings and shit.
Because Batman embodies fear, and like that's the whole.
Batman's a fuckboy, man.
Yeah, so
Just a scared little fuckboy.
maybe he accepted the deal from Sinestro, and that's why I don't know. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure it's just artistic license.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Let's just go with the kryptonite idea. That'll be the justice.
Kryptonite, alright. And then we can be disappointed when it's not. And flame the shit out of them.
Whatever.
It is
gonna
known.
be a WB game, so you know it's gonna be awesome on fucking consoles and shit on PC if it comes to PC at all.
Or, you know,
That's
maybe
fine.
maybe they'll just taunt us and put it out on PC and then immediately stop supporting it.
You're not wrong. It could be a distinct possibility.
It's all just one big tease.
So, Watch Dogs 2 also got announced, and there was
And
some
no
gameplay.
one gave a fuck.
There was some gameplay for it. Yeah, it's a franchise a lot of people are lukewarm on, but honestly, I picked it up for like $10 and played it a little bit on PS4, and it wasn't groundbreaking, but it wasn't anything awful.
It didn't seem awful. It's just for some reason people hyped the shit out of that to like ludicrous levels, and then it came out.
What happened was like Ubisoft like released the first gameplay footage of it, and it looked
Oh yeah, it had that engine thing.
just looked ununbelievably good, and
Ran on
everybody's
20 like Titan.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looked like
so-
amazing.
but
No, they like fucked with the engine to
yeah,
make
they
it
fucked with it and
something.
like dumbed it down a lot.
Yeah.
Like to the point where your like reflection doesn't even shine in like puddles or glass anymore, and fucking yeah, they really dumbed it down, like I said, and so a lot of people got really angry about that, and justifiably so, because you're looking at a vertical slice, and that's really kind of shitty. But yeah, so a lot of people were pissed off about that. As a result, there was a lot of backlash when it came out, and then there were a few gameplay mechanics and game improvements that should have been made. And it just, you know, it felt a lot like the original Assassin's Creed in terms of like it was a decent game. It had the foundation for something cool, but a lot of it was kind of clunky and it wasn't the best design. So
I think I still take Assassin's Creed 1 over any of the Ezio games. Still, to this day.
Yeah, I mean, I really like. I definitely favor Assassin's Creed 1, but Assassin's Creed 2 I think is pretty much generally considered to be
Oh yeah, I think
the
Brotherhood
pinnacle.
was. I think Brotherhood was the top dog because it was basically like what they did with 2, but they added multiplayer and a couple other little things.
I'm
Fleshed
with
out
you.
the
I
game a bit.
didn't care for Ezio like whatsoever as a character. I really preferred Altair, but
If they stuck with the original trilogy idea, that would have been awesome. But they had to make fucking a trilogy out of Ezio, and it just fucked up the whole franchise.
yeah.
Unfortunate.
Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this could be the Assassin's Creed 2 of the Watch Dogs. Maybe it'll be everything. I mean, especially with considering the fact that they are taking a break from Assassin's Creed, this is going to be kind of their flagship title for this year, I guess. Well, flagship is the wrong term, but it's going to be like their high point of whatever they're releasing this year.
I think Hitman will probably do better than Watch Dogs when all said and done.
Yeah, but that's being developed by Square Enix. We're talking Ubisoft.
Oh, right. I don't know where the fuck my head is.
So yeah. I mean, I think it has potential to be something really cool because you know Ubisoft is probably dumping all their resources into making something awesome. But Ubisoft does not have the best track record right now. So
They're making another Tom Clancy game or some shit that's too.
yeah. Although I don't know that has like. I don't know that's been confirmed for like the holiday season like this one.
It hasn't, but I think it's supposedly supposed to come out. But they're doing other things that might come out this year, is all I'm saying. Because the first one just was not well received at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this Watch Dogs stuff plays out. I did watch a little bit of gameplay. There are some notable improvements. you can kind of hack like everything now, which you couldn't do in the first one. You could only hack like one target at a time and get like little pieces of information. There's like scenarios that I saw where you can kind of hack like everybody's cell phone in an area and like make it vibrate to like create a distraction, make like everybody's cell phone vibrate or ring like in an area to create a distraction, so you can kind of like run through a crowd like unnoticed. And there's a few other things, like it looks like they're really trying to focus on improving the car gameplay and like mechanics behind that, so it feels a lot less arcadey. It's supposed to feel a lot more tight. So I don't know. I mean, like if they really are going to make these kinds of improvements, we might have a really interesting title on our hands, and this could be like the open world game to beat this year. If
I don't see that happening.
If everything is like, you know, as good as they're trying to make it.
This is Ubisoft, though.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is just pure.
They got way more to prove.
Right? Yeah, they have a shitload to prove. But at the same time, I think like everybody kind of holds Ubisoft to a higher bar of expectation, which is why they constantly get shat on whenever they release something that's a mediocre product. It's because like they did have they like the Xbox 3, especially at the beginning of like the Xbox 360, dude. Like think about it, like when they were releasing fucking Rainbow Six Vegas and like shit like that, dude. Ubisoft was revered. They were really doing like really great products, and then Assassin's Creed 2 came along, and like for a while there, they were just nailing it out of the park like every year. I even really liked Tom Clancy's Advanced Warfighter or whatever the hell it was.
Well, they're two past big games, which were The Division and Siege, both of which I actually kind of liked. I actually really like Rainbow Six Siege. But like the trailers that they showed beforehand and the gameplay they showed beforehand were nothing like the actual game. Like it looked much better, and it looked like it played much better, especially Siege. But I genuinely love Siege. Like I'm happy with it. I'm glad what they're doing with it. But it's just they kind of put themselves in a corner because, you know, it looks like it's going to be one way and then it's another. And with the Division, it was more graphics and stuff. I don't really think they changed the core gameplay very much, but a lot of people, you know, pretty disappointed. Although honestly, probably the Division will probably be their top earner for this year because a lot of people still fucking play that game. Or they did up to like a couple weeks ago when they put out some patch that fucked everything up. But that game did pretty well considering. Like the first few months it was out, it sold a lot of copies.
Yeah, it really did. So I mean, I think they know that they're sitting on a possible serious franchise on their hands, and they've got to get it right this time, I think, if they want it to take off. So, you know, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be something awesome. Like, I really like... I want Ubisoft to succeed, because when they succeed, they really fucking nail it. And I want more awesome games from them. So, you know, like, as much as I am doubtful, I will always kind of remain in the camp cheering for them, because I want them to kind of continue their legacy and release some amazing products, because I know they're capable of doing it. So anyways, I will definitely keep everybody posted on what's going on with Watch Dogs 2 as the weeks progress, especially once E3 hits. So Deus Ex Mankind Divided released a whole bunch of game mode videos over the past 2 days or so. There's going to be some free additional game modes. One of them that looks particularly interesting is called Breach. So basically you're going to have to hack a bunch of like supercomputers pretty much to find extra information about a whole bunch of like characters and stuff that don't necessarily pertain to the story of the game. I think it unlocks like some extra tidbits and stuff, but they're promising like tons of hours of gameplay for this one like puzzle-based mode. The puzzles are kind of hard to explain, but I watched some gameplay videos on them, and they look actually like they could be pretty cool. So I'm wondering if this, personally for me, when Deus Ex comes out, is going to turn into another Gwent thing where I turn around and spend more time doing these hack puzzles than I do actually playing the game. So we'll see. The other gameplay videos that they released, one of them was kind of I wasn't really too interested in the extra game mode that they were introducing, like so much to the point that I didn't even link a video to it because it just didn't interest me that much. But the other one was just a standard gameplay footage video, and that actually looks like it's pretty good. I mean, I think a lot of people are expecting a lot from this new Deus Ex game. I know Tim is wholly and completely.
Yeah, Deus Ex Human Revolution was amazing, and Deus Ex The Fall was one of the worst video games I ever played. So,
so yeah, I mean, like I know a lot of people really want something innovative because that's what everybody has come to expect from the Deus Ex series.
not even that, just improve on Human Revolution just a little bit, and I'll be happy. Just anything but The Fall, and I'll be happy. Honestly, Palmer,
Well,
game was the fucking worst.
You heard it here first, Square Enix. Just improve a little bit.
Stop fucking up, Square Enix.
Become Bethesda.
Improve just a bit, just to get by, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, similar situation to Watch Dogs. We'll keep everybody posted as that goes along.
That's due out in August, isn't it? Isn't it this year?
It? I don't know. I actually have no idea what the release date is supposed to be for that.
I thought it was August. I could be wrong.
I have no clue. Look up that date. We're going to continue on to the next thing while you look that up.
August 23rd.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that really is right around the corner. Which is
I might
releasing all these gameplay modes.
I might be picking this up. I'm not decided yet.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm really excited for this year is that fucking 40K Vermintide game. That'll be amazing. But yeah, Deus Ex, pretty fucking good series. So.
The next thing on the list we're just going to touch on real briefly. It's just an announcement trailer about XCOM finally coming to consoles.
Without the delicious mods that XCOM has.
I mean, is that necessarily...
What? That game isn't already out on console?
XCOM 2? No, it just released on PC.
Yeah, it just came out on PC.
I mean, is it necessarily the case, though? Like, have they flat out said that there won't be mods?
I'm just assuming not.
Well, I mean, Fallout 4 has mods on consoles.
Yeah, but that came months later, and, like, the mods aren't, like... A lot of, say, mods you would really enjoy, Palmer, you won't find on console.
Well, yes, I'm aware of that.
But I'm saying that those type of limitations can really be a problem. I'm just assuming not. Maybe they will be, but regardless, it wouldn't be as easy or as fucking worry-free as a Steam Workshop, which fucking XCOM 2 was amazing for. Day one, that shit was there, and you were able to download fucking Spartans and shit, so... Yeah, they really did modding on the PC, right?
Yeah, there were a bunch of mods really quickly released on XCOM 2. Or for XCOM 2. But yeah, I mean, that's... a good thing, I guess, for people who only played on consoles and played the first one on consoles. I mean, that's where I played the first one because I didn't have a decent enough PC at the time. I played the first one on PS3, and I really enjoyed it on console. So, I mean, it's not like they really made the new gameplay that much more technical or difficult, so it could still, work just fine on consoles. And if they add the mods, good on them. If they don't, well, then I guess it's a thing that those players are missing out on, but if you're a console player, you don't really care about that usually.
Because you're already dead to the world.
Sure. Battlefield 1 came out.
Cue the dubstep.
With a awesome weapons update. They're talking about the different classes that you can pick. It sounds like it's not going to be too true to form in terms of like World War I weaponry. They're saying things are going to be a little faster than expected and other things like that. And I think it's obviously to keep up with the pace of like Battlefield. But they said there's going to be a huge emphasis on melee combat, which I find really interesting. It's something that none of the other Battlefields have really done except for like, knife kills and that kind of thing. This one apparently is going to have like very intricate melee combat. You can have like different types of weapons, shovels, maces, bayonets. There's going to be charges, like all sorts of stuff. So it sounds like they looked at a bunch of like, other games that already have incorporated these kinds of things, like Red Orchestra or not Red Orchestra. What's the Japanese
Verdun? Rising Storm. It's the same. Red Orchestra, Rising Storm, same thing.
Yeah.
They can't really go the hardcore parkour Verdun route. Like Battlefield nerds would just freak the fuck out and hate it. So it's understandable.
There's no way, but they're saying there's going to be a lot more emphasis on this melee combat, which I think will help kind of like define it in its own sense. If you can kind of charge from trench to trench and have these awesome epic melee battles, then it's not necessarily a bad idea. The combat does look really visceral. Granted, there's not really a whole lot of gameplay footage about it so far. It's really just been like kind of clips and stuff that they have on the announcement page. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what happens with that. They're also saying that like certain melee weapons will be more effective in dealing with other things, which makes a lot of sense considering how class-based Battlefield is. Like for instance, like certain weapons will be more like anti-tank, certain weapons will be, more anti-personnel, that kind of thing. depending on the class that you're playing. They did come out and say that there will be a heavy emphasis on trench warfare in certain maps, which is really, really cool. In my opinion, and I think it'll be like a drastic change from what Battlefield players are used to, especially if you've really grown up with like Battlefield like 3 and 4 in terms of like playing on these epic like city maps where you have cover all over the place. Like, I think it'll be really interesting to go back to like just a barren wasteland with just trees in the middle and you're charging between trenches. Like that ought to be an interesting change of pace. Regardless, my hype level is just like through the roof for this new Battlefield game. I know, Jose, you said you're kind of in the same boat. You're pretty interested in this one too, right?
Yeah, especially because my first thought would be it was definitely all about the trench warfare, and I don't know. I just like maps that aren't so big, and there's just kind of a theory to like navigate a map.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. I wouldn't say I'm going crazy over it because, as Tim pointed out, there are other like World War One-ish games, the ones that have that feel of that visceral sort of like
pain,
horrible
just
combat.
pain.
But this will look probably better than all those games, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, they're saying the other thing that like they've come out and says that weapons will be a lot more specialized. Like you'll really have to adhere to your rules in this one compared to more.
Yeah, I'm reading some will double as tools, giving you the ability to cut barbed wire, destroy barricades. So it looks like that's going to be a big mechanic in the game.
Yeah,
stopping people in their tracks.
I wonder how the barbed wire mechanic is really going to work. I'm sure it'll probably do like that.
Probably a specific class for it too.
Yeah.
They have it pretty well worked out in Verdun and Siege. But pretty much, it's in Siege, it's more not kill you right away, but basically the more you move in it, the slower you get, the more entangled you get, the more damage you take. I imagine it'll take something like that approach. Whereas Verdun, you just get stuck in it and you die horribly.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll cater to the Battlefield crowd, so they'll probably take the Siege route.
Maybe. And the last thing I want to touch on is this Of Kings and Men game. So there was a little trailer. I think it was like 4 minutes long or something. But basically, it looks like something that could be pretty awesome. It's a medieval game where you basically kind of like build up your little society and your civilization. Then you can have these massive like 200 on 200 people battles. We were discussing this trailer earlier. We were kind of talking about like the pros and cons of it. You guys were talking about how you've been burned by stuff like this before. What are your thoughts after watching the trailer? What do you guys think? Coming from people who are really into chivalry and stuff like that.
I'll wait for Mountain Blade.
I'm very excited for a new game that is in the same vein as like chivalry.
Yeah,
it feels a lot like it'll be like the massive battles in Mountain Blade. So that's something cool. But I did mention before, I can't remember. I've already blocked it from my memory. But that MMO that came out last year that was about it was like really generic fantasy stuff, but it was all about giving players the freedom to build like places or like houses or structures wherever they wanted.
That Korean one?
Yeah.
Arcade or some shit?
Arcade, that's what it was. And it seemed like the fucking second coming, and then what eventually happens to all like MMOs is like people just find exploits and hackers kind of like ruin it. But so I'm looking at this game with a little weary.
Yeah.
Because I love the idea of it building.
It looks a little bit more in depth than a lot of the stuff that's popped up recently. I'll give it that.
And it's if they figured out how to make single player Mountain Blade, look as cool or play as cool as those like huge wars, then yeah, this will be an amazing game for the first month before it's released.
Or before Bannerlord comes out.
All right. Well, that runs up my list. Are there any with E3 lingering, guys? Are there any announcements that you are either expecting or you wish will get made at this year's E3?
Clegane Bowl.
I hope they they make a new Dragon's Dogma for next gen consoles.
That would be
not just
cool,
like
actually.
remake for PCs.
Yeah.
I did hear a blurb about Dead Rising, either remaking or doing something with the first game for next.
I believe I heard a blurb about that too, and I want to say that they're like trying to reboot it. I honestly can't even remember what the hell I heard that on. It was like a couple weeks ago I heard this.
This just brings to my mind that the Dead Island games just got a remaster. That's all what comes to my mind.
Yeah, that's actually they're only $3 right now if you own the original ones. And apparently
on Steam.
Yeah, on Steam, and apparently they're actually like really good remasters.
Yeah, like when I got it originally just because it was $3, and I never really gave the first one a chance because it came out in a weird time frame for me. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the ports to be terribly good. A lot of the people on the Reddits and the forums and whatnot were like, kind of wait and see on this because the loyalty discount lasts for like months, I think. But yeah, it came out and no glitches. No huge game-breaking bugs. I think it's in Dying Light's engine, so it looks a bit better from what it did.
Significantly better, dude. Go
yeah.
watch the gameplay comparison photos. They're like night and day. It looks significantly better.
I played it on 360 years ago.
Yeah, that was my home for it too. Was on 360. No, actually, I'm sorry, it was on PlayStation. But yeah, either way, it was on console when I really played the shit out of that. Yeah, I put a lot of hours into it, and if it I'll give it a shot. I'm sure we'll actually probably stream it or something. It does have code.
Yeah, now that the three of us have it, we should sit down and start hammering that out.
Yeah.
Just craft some stupid weapons.
Yeah.
Because both the remasters for the first and second game, which was Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, have all the DLC and whatnot included in it. So.
Yeah, they do. That's another perk. So yeah, there's really like I mean, $3 I don't think is too much of an asking price at all for an upgrade that is pretty significant. So if you're a fan of those games, you might want to go check that out. But yeah, back to like the E3 predictions. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen with the Dead Rising stuff. I think, like I said,
I did just find a bit of info about it. It looks like it's
just coming in now, folks. Hot off the press.
This is like 5 days old. Apparently, and it's in Unreal Engine 4. It's going to be a complete remake of the first game with co-op, other online functionalities, and it's coming to Xbox One and Windows 10.
So
which means not
Steam.
Yeah,
I think I heard that it was going to be an exclusive for Xbox because of the last one.
It looks like they've got the interesting like co-op stuff from the second Dead Rising that they're adding to a remake of the first one, which is awesome.
What is it going to be as over the top as the second one? We'll find out.
It's over the top in its own right, I think.
I guess. Just
if you got to give that
Japanese.
if you got to give that series some merit, you got to say it is like over the top hilarious.
Yeah.
Even right from the get go, it was.
Pokemon Snap thrown into a zombie game randomly.
Exactly. With Sam Squanches.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't know what's been leaked or what's being presented.
I'm saying what you would wish if you could hear an E3 announcement, like that would be your ideal E3 announcement.
Did Prey 2 ever come out?
There's
actually rumors
that it has been announced that it will be announced at E3.
Yeah. But I think that's happened for a couple years now. But yeah, if that actually happens, I'd be pretty happy about that too.
Yeah, because honestly, like it looked pretty sweet when they fucking started talking about it. God, what, 3 years ago at this point now?
I remember that was one of the first games I got all 1,000 achievements for on Xbox, and for some reason there was one particular achievement Jose couldn't get. So he had like 900 and 65 gamer score, and I had 1,000, and I'm pretty sure to this day it like burns him, and that just made me so happy.
Well, I'll have to confirm if that's true or not. Check my gamer score, and if it is true, I will try my hardest this summer to get that missing achievement.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was. It was like some it's for some reason it wouldn't unlock for you or some shit. It tickled me to no end.
I think I remember. It was one of those bullshit multiplayer things where like kill 8 million people in dead multiplayer, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, where we just sat around shooting each other for like 8 years. Good times, man. Good times.
You know what was the most disappointing fucking thing ever in like video games? for me. Playing the Prey demo on the Xbox like marketplace, and then playing the actual game, it looks so fucking amazing, like in demo form. Like
But
it
when you
was
got to the actual game,
crisper.
it was just
Yeah, it was like, what the
I don't
shit
remember
is
that.
this garbage that I'm like seeing right now? It's like, what happened to this fucking Cadillac of games that I was like rocking?
Dude, whatever.
Now we're
Prey
in
is awesome. Prey
Oh
was
yeah,
an
it's a
awesome
fucking
fucking
great
game.
fucking game, but still, like the demo, it was like a Watch Dogs. It was like amazing fucking demo for like a small chunk of the game, and then garbage game or less stellar game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I'm really excited for, which is basically the worst fucking kept secret in the gaming industry right now, is Red Dead 2.
Ooh, that's rumored to be coming out.
It's rumored, but it's like one of those things. It's like all but confirmed. It's obviously coming.
I just want a PC port of the first one. That'd make me happy. Although I think the first one is backwards compatible now.
Sure, it is. It is.
It is?
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a PC. I guarantee you, like once the announcement hits, they'll be like, and guess what? The original is available right now on Steam for.
Nah, I remember years ago they
$10.
said they would have to like rewrite the entire fucking game to get it on
Really?
PC.
Well,
yeah.
I mean that was years ago. And
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Rockstar is known for fucking like just doing shit for years on end and keeping a tight lip, and then all of a sudden just unloading it onto the world. So yeah, it's a distinct possibility.
yeah,
I suppose.
And then the other thing that I would really like to get announced by Rockstar is some single player DLC for GTA 5. I would really really like something like along the lines of like Ballad of Gay Tony or something like that for GTA 5.
GTA 4 did have some solid fucking DLC.
That had some great single. I liked the fucking.
It was the biker one and the Ballad for Gay Tony.
Yeah,
Those trailers were awesome.
The biker one was better than all of GTA 4. Like the DLC was actually like fucking incredible, and I hated GTA 4. Like the base game, but the DLC was fucking awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one just because I want something along those lines. It's just like totally different than what the game already is, but still based in that same world. I just don't want it to be zombie related. Please don't make it zombie related.
Hey, Red Dead Zombie was fun.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
But that was like back. I feel like if
You're a dead man.
You're a dumb man.
You're a dead man.
The spamming of that fucking needs to be a ringtone.
yeah, you're not. Undead Nightmare was really, really good, but like, I feel like it was also like a product of its time. You know?
I think it came out right in the midst when all that shit was like.
Yeah, and like now, like I feel like everybody would just kind of roll their eyes if they said, "Oh, GTA 5 with zombies."
I'm pretty sure there's a mod for that also.
I'm
that's
sure there is. I'm sure there is.
They have like tsunami mods and shit. I'm sure they have zombie mods.
But yeah, I don't. Those are what I'm looking forward to most. What did you say you were looking forward to, Tim?
Nothing, because E3, who gives a fuck? Anything 40K related, I guess you could say I get hyped for. But I don't. I'm too old to get hype anymore. Fuck video games.
All right,
That's where I'm at.
We're gonna end it with that one.
I'm old. Fuck video games. Get off my lawn.
That's how we're gonna end that one. What?
I just remembered also an opposite to the Prey, like horrible memory of like gaming. There's that scene in Red Dead Redemption where you're like first getting I guess riding into Mexico, and then that awesome fucking song starts playing.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
God damn.
God, something Gonzalez wrote that fucking
Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, dude. Have you listened to any of his other stuff?
Kind of. It's all in the same vein as that, right?
Yeah.
He did a cover of this really cool electronic song, or like minimalist electronic song, "Heartbeat" by The Knife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the other one.
Yeah, that's on Veneer or whatever. Yeah, that cover was really fucking good. But yeah, you should check out like pretty much in Our Nature and Veneer. Like those two albums are fucking incredible. Like really, really well done. And yeah, if you liked the Mexico theme, you will absolutely like what he's got on those records. that was like one of those things like that theme kicked in like, and it was just like one of the most perfect moments in gaming history, dude. Like you're staring at like the canyons of Mexico, and you're just fucking, that song just comes on, and you're on your horse, and just, it's so good, dude. It's like they fucking, and it's one of those things where like the music perfectly makes it. It's what like it frames the entire portrait so well. So yeah, I mean, like, it's so well that I went and downloaded his entire discography like that day, pretty sure. But yeah, it would be awesome to get some of our wishes to come true this E3. Anybody
next
out
time,
there?
by the next time we cast, it'll all be over, so we'll have everything done and we can talk about all the bullshit.
I won't be here for next week's cast.
Well, that's 2 weeks from now, technically.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, I won't be here for next week's I guess the streaming session. So hold off on the hold off on the Dead Island.
Well, you know me. Oh yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna say E3, and I was gonna make a joke about how hype I was for E3, Palmer. Did you see?
God, I hate you sometimes.
Do you see, Palmer?
All right, that wraps up episode 42. As always, I've had Tim and Jose with me. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. What else are we on? We're on SoundCloud. Basically, just search
YouTube,
for Dark
Twitter.
Mushroom Media, and you'll probably find us on some platform or another. I'm pretty sure the only place we don't have presence is fucking Snapchat and Instagram. So
I'm gonna set up a archive account for us too, so we can start throwing our shit up on there.
Oh,
and actually
yeah.
our shit. Because I think audio format is our best format personally.
Yep, absolutely.
Because we're just assholes staring into a camera. But also shout out to Mojo Hippie, because this dude has been in chat for the bulk of the show. Been going back and forth with him, so thanks for tuning in, dude. He says his next E3 wish is for a Duke Nukem game.
Oh, dude, that would be legit.
I would, I played a fucking Duke Nukem game.
Yeah, dude, if Gearbox was just like, hey, you know what? They
put out this game called Bombshell, I think. It's like a top-down isometric Diablo shooter. It was originally supposed to be it's kind of like a fucking Warcraft situation. It was supposed to be a Duke Nukem game.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, they lost the rights to it or some shit, and they basically made like a woman Duke Nukem. And it's like a top-down isometric Diablo-esque shooter thing. Came out earlier this year called Bombshell. You might want to look into. But yeah, so that type of thing still exists somewhere. And that developer, or the developers behind Duke Nukem made that. So hopefully they'll make another game. Because it actually looked kind of cool, but it wasn't well received.
Yeah,
and no one gave a fuck.
So. It would be like really fucking cool if... we'll see. Like, I guarantee you we're going to see a Borderlands 3 announcement this year. I don't think we're going to see anything Duke Nukem related, because I think Gearbox is pretty much just focused solely on Borderlands 3.
Yeah, because Battleborn didn't exactly win the mini.
Yeah, dude, have you seen that? The suggested retail price of that game has already dropped down to $40.
Yeah, it's like gone on sale for almost that much, like pretty much since it came out.
Yeah,
it's bad timing on its part. Like, I'm not a big Overwatch fan, but you have to respect the fact that a lot of people like Overwatch, and your game is somewhat similar.
The fact that a lot of people like Blizzard.
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I have absolutely no idea how they expected that to compete. I feel kind of bad for them on one hand, but on the other hand, it's just like, did you guys have an understanding of who you were fucking with? Like,
come at the king, you best not miss, man.
Exactly. Like, you better kill that motherfucker in one fell swoop, because he's gonna eat your fucking children if he's still alive. Like, I don't know. Anyways, 42. Find us on social media. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.